Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. I said we'd have a look at these Cymbidiums yesterday and I didn't get round to it, so I thought we'd do it today. The first three that came in yesterday are coming out of the water now. I found no slugs or snails either in the top of the pot, on the pots themselves or on the leaves, and I did have several good look round, including first thing this morning before it got light, and I found nothing. So anyway, this one is tiger tail. Right, so this one didn't actually finish blooming until July, so this is in fact a summer bloomer, so there will be no chance of any spikes at the moment. What we've got on this one is new growths pushing on in several places. Those will need to mature, so these will carry on growing through the winter and mature in spring and start to spike. So no chance of spikes on this one. Now this next one is Jamie Red, and this one came from Mathers, and this finished blooming in May. So this is a sort of in-between one. This one should start forming its spikes during winter to sort of push on. And first snail, tiny one of those little bush snails. They are a nuisance to find normally. So, you know, there possibly are some. My treatment didn't get them all, but that's the only one I've found so far. Right, so this one again is pushing on new growths, a bit more advanced than the previous one, but there won't be any sign of spikes yet. It's too early for this particular type when it actually blooms. That's what you have to bear in mind. You work backwards. When did it start blooming? Therefore, how long did the spike take to develop? And you know, that's when you can sort of start looking and expect to actually find some spikes, hopefully. So there's only a couple of new growths on here, but occasionally Cymbidiums will push a spike up on a previous growth if it's happy and healthy enough and that one didn't bloom. It still might push one out, but this one's got two new growths anyway, so probably only two spikes. But occasionally, again, a strong healthy plant with a good root system can push two spikes up on a growth. So that's that one. Right, and the last one in this session, this is one of the biggest ones. This one finished blooming in February, so this is a genuine winter bloomer. This had loads of spikes last year. I'm hoping to get similar this year. Growths at this time of year should be heading towards maturity on a plant that blooms when this one does. And as this one came from Burnham's, this is the yellow one, then there was no special treatment or anything for it. And at the moment we have two spikes. We have this one here, and then we have this one here that's got a bit of damage on the top. Now I'm hoping that damage is just on the casing and not gone down to the buds inside. They feel firm. So anyway, so two spikes so far. I would expect more, but then all the Cymbidiums were disturbed. They all got repotted. So we might get some more spikes, but at least we're going to get two. Hopefully no untoward events to actually stop that happening. So that's the three that came in first of all and sat in the water overnight. To no avail, basically. It didn't really achieve anything. But, like I said, hopefully, because of the crocking in the bottom and the hiding places at the base of the pot that provides, sticking it straight in the water with no real escape hopefully killed whatever was in the bottom of the pot, if anything. So now I'm going to get the rest in, apart from the one with the possible virus. That will be the next set to sit in the water, and then I've got to get going. I'm well behind today. I ought to be watering everything today. I've got a trip out tomorrow, a bit unexpected. My first wife phoned me up. That was the funeral I went to not long ago, was her dad died. And basically two of my friends from college days are coming down to visit her, and I've been invited round for lunch. So it'll be a gathering of some college people, which is nice. So I'm off out tomorrow for lunch, which means I don't want to be doing too much watering in the morning. So I'm going to try and get as much as I can done today, and we'll see where we go from there. But yeah, an unexpected trip out tomorrow, which I, like I said, I wasn't expecting to go out tomorrow. So, you can't miss up on a chance like that. They live up North London somewhere, I think, so they don't get down this way very often. So yeah, good stuff. And yeah, I'll get these next set of Cymbidiums in. The small one's not going to go in the water, the miniature. I'm not going to bother with that. There's nowhere to hide in that pot, really. It didn't get any crocking. The media went right down to the bottom. I can see the plant thoroughly enough without bothering, if you see what I mean. So I think that leaves 2 to go in the water, and then when they come out, the last one to go in will be the one with the potential virus. Still not guaranteed that's true. We won't know till we get new growths. Yeah, so there we go. Cymbidium time, everything coming in. Several people have asked, would they go back out again if it was mild? Simple answer, no. Once I go to the trouble of bringing them in, getting them set up in trays, finding a place for them to go, that's it, they're in. They won't go out again now until all sign of frosts are over next year and they finish blooming. So they'll start going out probably during May, and some of them may still be in bloom then, so they won't go out until they finish blooming. So some don't get as long outside as others, but you have to bear in mind, those that are summer bloomers, they don't need that cooling down of the nights to generate the spikes, the same as the winter and early spring bloomers do. Their spikes are being generated in August and September as the nights cool down, and the best place to get the cooling down nights is outside. Plus they appreciate the bright light as well. These have had virtually no sun. They've just been in bright light and fresh air, with the hose turned on them at regular intervals, especially in that heat wave that we had. So there we go, Cymbidiums, and I'll get on with me watering now. See you next time. Hi again. Changed my mind, basically. I thought, well, as I've got these two, before I put them in the water, we could have a look at these on the grounds that tomorrow is Project Orchids Day, and it's a more complicated video, so I shall have to get going on that at the crack of dawn to get that one done. So as I'm going out. Right, so this one is Cymbidium copper. This finished blooming earlier in the year, I believe. Yeah, we've got one spike showing on here and a growth that hasn't matured yet. So one single spike. So at least we've got a spike. There's another growth round here that's got to mature. So 2 new growths pushing on and 1 spike from an old bulb. So that's not this year's growth. Yeah, that's an old bulb. So yeah, it's doing okay. I'm pleased with that, the fact that we've got a flower spike, so we will see the blooms again, and we've got 2 more new growths pushing on that may well follow on with blooms. It is possible, but I have to bear in mind that all of the Cymbidiums got repotted when they finished blooming, either because I didn't know what they were in, or because they were due or growing out of the pot and needed more room. So they all got their roots disturbed, and sometimes that can actually stop them blooming on those growths because there's just not enough strength in the root area to support that. Because if you think about it, Cymbidium spikes take a lot of energy out of the plant and the particular bulb that they're growing off of. Anyway, that one's we have a spike, so that's good. Right, and the last one, this is the one with no ID, and it's the cream coloured one that was in the same pot as Cymbidium copper. So there were 2 different plants in the same pot. Didn't know that until the second lot of blooms opened and turned out to be a totally different colour. So two entirely separate plants. Now this plant's only got 2 bulbs, but it has actually got a spike. So pleased with that. So that's just a no ID hybrid. I can't remember whether that's a new growth that's matured or whether it's a growth that was already there. If it's a growth that's matured, then it's done very well, because this is the previous bulb, and this bulb is slightly bigger with a better set of leaves. So that's really a bit of a goal to sort of aim at, to get a bulb that's at least as big as the previous ones and at least as good a set of leaves. That's what you're aiming. And if it's a bigger bulb with a better set of leaves, then it's growing well. I think that's a good way to look at it. And people who are worried about identifying a spike, spikes tend to have a more rounded look to them and are distinctly pointed. So they're also, if you press them slightly, don't go mad, they're hollow. And then as you go down, that hollow stops dead in its tracks and you can feel the buds. So once you get, you know, sort of whatever that is, 10 centimetres, 2 to 3 inches, you should have that hollow tip and then the solid buds down below. So I always say, you know, if you've got a little pointy thing sticking out of a bulb and you're not sure, then just give it a few weeks, then you can tell for certain. Okay, see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.